It was a great performance in Dundee, but we have to move forward to the weekend. And moving forward to the weekend, we have to talk about some transfer news. And I don't want to talk about Rangers players that are out of contract, right? I wish I was talking about how much money we'd be able to recoup for these players, but it seems like we haven't learned our lesson. But do we really want to sign this guy down to a long deal with the off chance that you might sell him, or do you want rid of him? Because this guy splits opinion, and this guy is Borna Barisic, of course. He is currently out with an injury, but I was checking, and he's linked the two clubs that he's been linked with in the past. And to read the headline, Roma are keen on January talks with Rangers left back Borna Barisic, who will be out of contract at the end of the season, but may face competition from Aston Villa for the 30-year-old Croatian international. So there you have it, Roma and Aston Villa. We've talked quite a lot on this channel about Roma being linked with Borna Barisic. Now, it was a number of years ago. It was like around about 11 million. It was talked that we were not getting 11 million for Borna Barisic in 2023. And by the time this would come around, it would be 2024. Of course, with 6 months remaining on his contract, he is free to negotiate with these clubs, which it's not ideal, right? Ideally, you would want to get 11 million for this guy, but yeah, I don't want to be a broken record. We've talked all about this, man. Like what happened last season, the amount of players out of contract, it was a fucking joke. Just lost the club so much money. But here, Borna Barisic, could we get like $1 million for him in January just for him to go like 6 months early? I mean, I would take it. I would absolutely take it. We have enough fullback depth. Well, say depth. Yilmaz always gets injured, but at the same time, you know, you've got Define, you've got Dujon Sterling, Leon Balogun. Leon Balogun maybe more right sided, but you know, we've got people there to deal with it. So for me, I'm not bothered if Borna Barisic goes. You know what? I think he's just one of those players that he's the old guard. He's been there for like half a decade now. I mean, it'll be approaching 6 years if he stayed the next season. I mean, I guess by the time he does leave, it would be 6 years. And we've had a problem with this defence. A lot of the players' mentality, for me, I would welcome Borna Barisic going. But who is he going to go to? Well, personally, I mean, once they leave us, I'm not really that bothered where they go. No, I mean, I'm not saying, yeah, I hope they go to fucking the world's shittest league. I mean, I think it would be intriguing to see him in the Premier League at Aston Villa. It's easier to keep an eye on, that's for sure, compared to Roma. But at the same time, Aston Villa's got Lucas Digne. Like, what's Borna Barisic going to do up against that guy? You know, guy's quality. Seen that firsthand if you remember watching the Villa and Hibs games. I mean, I'm sure most of us watch Premier League football on the TV anyway. And, you know, Aston Villa flying high at the minute. Lucas Digne, really good player. You know, in the French national team. I mean, I guess you could argue, well, Borna Barisic is in the Croatian national team. Yeah, you could argue that. Would it be the correct argument to make? No, because you know what? I actually don't know how Borna Barisic is in the Croatian. I mean, no one's denying his his ability. Like his crosses sometimes are fucking phenomenal, but he's a fucking shitebag merchant. I'm sorry to burst anyone's bubble over Borna Barisic, but I'm fucking glad he's going. I think he's been a good servant, so to speak. But I hate using these terms like good servants when a lot of these players have only won like 2 trophies. And they've been here a lot of years. Like, does that just show you how far that we've like fallen? That, one of our worst periods, you've got to turn around and say, well, they were good servants. I mean, it is poor, but here, maybe we'll be leaving that Scottish League Cup and we could be like, he won 3, fuck it, Borna. How about we can say at the end of this season, you're left with 6 majors because we're winning that Europa League and we're going to do the treble domestically. Ain't we? Brother Beaton's going to fucking give us the 3 titles now, albeit he's not doing in the Europa League, but I'm sure he could have a wee word and sort that side out. But anyway, guys, bit of banter. Aston Villa were linked with him when Gerrard left us for Villa. Never came to fruition, but that's just what happens. When managers leave their clubs to go to another club, the players that are at their former club are always going to be linked. We've seen it with Ange and Farahashi, Atati, etc. You know, we've seen it with Gerrard. Oh, is he going to take Morelos? Is he going to take Ryan Kent? Oh, yada, yada, yada. Is he going to take fucking Scott Wright to Saudi Arabia? Oh, this shite. But anyway, guys, till next time. Peace.